This is Chapter 5, Buying the Necessities, Discussion Number 1, Stores, Discounts, and Clothes. So what do stores do in order to get you to come to their place of business to buy stuff from them? Well, we have several different ways that you are encouraged to go to one person versus another person. For example, the offering of coupons. The manufacturers or perhaps the retailers are offering reduced prices if you bring in their little piece of paper and show them that their advertisement is working. And perhaps you might buy more of their stuff if you use a coupon. And so that's an encouragement. Offering store discounts is another one. For example, if you are a frequent shopper at Kohl's, you will get a flyer every week or 2 weeks, especially for you to let you know what the sales are. Because you've proven that you will go in there and buy stuff when stuff is on sale, you'll probably come back again. And they'll give you a discount for coming in to just get you in the door so that perhaps you'll buy other stuff as well. Another thing is just simply being convenient. A lot of times grocery stores might be a fair distance away, but you might need something really quick. So a convenience store just simply being near you would be a way to attract your business to come to their store. A lot of times the convenience stores are open 24/7. You never know when you're going to need a Snickers at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to cram for an economics test. So you got to make sure that the convenience store is open and they've got plenty of Snickers for you. And you're probably going to go after the coffee, even though I don't drink the stuff. Also, club warehouse stores, people like to buy in bulk sometimes for particular items, and the club warehouse stores offer a particular amount of goods so that people can restrict their shopping to only doing 1 or 2 trips. And so, club warehouse, by what the volume they sell, is how they attract people to come to their stores. Also, what kind of brand names do they carry is a big idea of what encourages you to go to a particular store. Stores such as JCPenney advertise what brands they hold. Some brands even open their own store, like American Eagle or Old Navy, to encourage you to come buy their stuff. Sometimes stores create their own label, or they buy another company out and then they make it their own label for to sell stuff that you could buy from them while you're at the store, and they're known by the private labels. For example, Kenmore is actually a Sears product. They don't put Sears on them, they put Kenmore, and that people recognize them. So that's another way. Now, another way that people like to buy their items is by bulk, where they don't have to worry about packaging, they don't have to worry about logos and everything. They just essentially buy at a particular amount of stuff, they weigh it, and that's how the store charges them. And so that's some ways that we can buy. A lot of that is a food idea, some of that's clothing, what we just talked about, of how people purchase these particular necessities. Well, let's talk a little bit about clothes. What encourages you to buy clothes when you're going back to school shopping, or when you're getting ready to go on your summer vacation, or for like you're going to participate in a sporting event? Sometimes it's style. A lot of you pick clothes based on whether it looks cool or cute, depending on which gender you are. That's why that the clothes are attractive to you. But something that your parents might be looking at is durability. Is this thing going to fall apart the first time that my kid wears it? That might be a concern of theirs, and they might try to get you something that's a little bit durable. One thing that needs to be kind of discussed, especially when talking about clothes, is how much does the item cost divided about how long it's going to last. And so that's a concern that economists take a look at to see what drives your purchasing costs or your purchasing decisions. And again, how long will you wear it before it goes out of fashion? Now, for the most part, you guys who are in high school, you've been growing your entire lives, and pretty much you grow out of clothes before it goes out of style. Of course, I'm a little bit removed to that, but I'm taking an educated guess. However, once you start to stop growing, at least up, and you have kids of your own, then it's going to be a lot more of a concern of how long or how durable the clothing is before it wears out, because it will wear out before you outgrow it. Sometimes you're going to decide whether you want to buy something new or you want to buy something used. The idea of consignment, where people put these clothes or any other items in a location that are sold by a retailer, and then they get some of the money back, or the very simplest idea of consignment, yard sale. Well, are there going to be sales? seasonal choices. A lot of times the prices for items for swimsuits and t-shirts go up in the springtime because everyone's going to be buying in planning for summertime. Whereas when you get to the fall, you see that the swimming suits and t-shirts and flip-flops and all those prices are coming down. Another question to ask is whether you're going to buy online. And clothes is an interesting idea when buying online because one of the most important ideas about clothes is, does it fit? Now, a lot of stores that are online say you can try it and send it back, or why can't you? This is where the brick and mortar stores are a highly sought after concept because there is no hassle of getting the return label and repackaging and resending back. And so a lot of times the brick and mortar stores do have an advantage with that, but you also have a lot more variety available online, and so that's really an issue that you need to deal with on your own as you make your economic decisions and take a look at the opportunity costs and the trade-offs in doing it that way. One thing I do want to make sure you know that as we talk about clothes, the amount of money that it takes to put clothes on your body in this current 21st century is significantly less as a percentage of your income than what it was back in the 1900s and 1800s. In the early 1900s, the 1800s and on back, someone might have 2 to 3 changes of clothes. Whereas I imagine that if we went into your guys' bedroom right now, you'd probably have at least a week's worth without even denting how far we've gotten into your closet. And so that's simply because, yes, clothes are tending to get more expensive as we watch the prices go up now, but as we measure it as a percentage of incomes, the amount is severely lower than what it was in the earlier history. This concludes discussion number 1, stores, discounts, and clothes, from Chapter 5, Buying the Necessities.